Charles, it's one thing to win, it's another thing.
The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock.
Adam Schefter now with more on Roland.
Matt Miller told me to look at a certain stat in regards to this defensive back, and that's average number of targets in a game. Not surprisingly, you see that number start to fall each week. He was a master of the bait and switch early in the year, on track to break records midway through the season. Eventually, quarterbacks gave up altogether trying to throw the ball in his direction, essentially taking away a receiver on every play. There's going to be an adjustment period now that he's in the NFL, but he certainly has the potential to be a shutdown defender for this team in the future.
The 49ers are now on the clock. All right, now that the pick's in, let's go to Adam. Adam, what can you tell us about this guy?
He was a receiver who needed a strong offseason to really change the opinion of him, but he had one of the worst pro days among wide receivers in this class. As Matt Miller put it, he was too focused on the next step instead of securing the ball. This led him to dropping a few passes on what should have been simple routes. I think their wide receiver coach can teach him to maintain focus on the ball before trying to make a move. They'll need to improve that if he's going to make an impact early in his career.
Well, if you're wondering what the delay is, I think we've got a trade coming here.
Okay, Adam, tell us about Williams here.
He was always a physical player, and all the tests confirmed it, but what scouts saw at the All-Star game was poor technique. It looked to me like he was playing a little too aggressive, and it worked against him. I spoke with one coach who seemed to like him, but also said he needed to be taught how to tackle properly. He had a lot of success on physical play alone in college, but that won't work anymore in the NFL.
Patrick is now the pick. Adam, what do you think about that?
The key concern I've been hearing from several GMs is that he simply isn't in good enough physical shape to see significant action early in the season. Even with a full offseason of NFL conditioning, the feeling is that he will not be able to stay on the field every down and maintain that high level of play coaches want out of their guys. The game never slows down at this level. He's going to have to get in better shape if he wants to be an every down player. This is a kid who may eventually make an impact in the league, but it may take an entire year to get his body into the kind of shape needed to make an impact at this level.
The Eagles are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. Let's go to Adam Schefter now. He's got more to say about the Redskins' latest pick.
One of this draft's toughest players, here's a guy who played the majority of his final collegiate season with a broken foot. Long suffering with plantar fasciitis in the affected foot, doctors discovered several hairline fractures across the first, second, and third metatarsals during a routine therapy session. Translation? His foot was essentially shattered. Recovery took months, and he used the time wisely, studying film of just about every NFL team and preparing for interviews. No surprise that he blew scouts and even a few GMs away with his knowledge of NFL offensive schemes. This is an intelligent, hard-nosed defensive back who's going to make his fair share of big plays before his professional career is over.
The Lions are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. We've got a matchup today where the focus will be on the passing game. The Redskins are top 10 at defending the pass, and they'll be going up against the Cowboys, who will need to solve that secondary. With that, let's get you out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call of this Week 9 matchup.
All right, Larry, we are due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. This defense very much with their backs against the wall now. Let's see how they defend this 1st and goal from the 2. From the gun, Vaughn. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Second and goal as the offense looks to try to punch it in. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. Second effort there, he was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone.
Time for this defense to try and stiffen as they'll try here to defend a 1st and 10 situation at their own 17-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, Vaughn is going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Vaughn, that's complete right around the 8. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
This will be caught just inside the 10. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now 1st and goal, expect them to tackle right here on this play.
And I think he's a guy, if they had let him walk, no one was going to be shouting from the top of a mountain. But he's a good guy. He's a good locker room guy, too.
Good locker room and a good player. I mean, he's a valuable starter for them. And if you just want to start over and maybe bring in someone new, the learning curve might be a little bit big. So it's a good job by getting him taken care of. And now they can move forward.
Second and goal from the 7. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's third and goal. Operating from the gun. Vaughn, nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him.
For this offense here, they got the football inside the red zone. That's the good news, but they're facing a 3rd and 5, so a full 5 yards to go here to see if they can pick it up. Looking to throw. Barr. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. So it's 3rd down, ball inside the red zone, and his defense looking to get the stop they need. On 3rd and 2, Vaughn. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it up, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been very good. 5 for 7 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Losing 9 yards there. And it also brings up 4th. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a 1st down.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen. Let's see what this defense can do here. Ball at the 18-yard line in the red zone. On 1st and 10, Vaughn. That's complete right around the 8. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. The offense operating inside the 10 at the 8 here. It's 1st and goal. From the gun, Vaughn. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the 1st half. And welcome back, the offensive unit. They took the timeout, and now they get set to line up as we resume action. To throw on 2nd down, Vaughn. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football. So it's 3rd and 6 for this offense. Good news is they're in the red zone. Obviously, the bad news, they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Barr. And he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th.
But he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
And he pulled it. Oh, my goodness. It's no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. And this defense in a little bit of a tight spot here. The ball is inside the red zone. 2nd down and 6. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Barr. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. A 3rd down situation coming up in the 3rd quarter, and this defense hoping to turn that 3rd down into 4th.
Here we go.
To throw on 3rd down. Vaughn. Throw left side complete. It's Gibson. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. This defense trying to protect their lead here late, but a touchdown and a 2-point conversion could tie it as we've got a red zone situation forthcoming. And to give this time to the tailback. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They go option right on 2nd and goal. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Here we go.
Operating from the gun. Vaughn. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
So we have a red zone alert. Tie game, 4th quarter. Very likely a deciding moment in this contest. Now flags fly in, and one of the Cowboys looked like he got going a little early.
False start, offense.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
So we have a red zone alert. Tie game, 4th quarter. Very likely a deciding moment in this contest. From the gun, Vaughn. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up?
Blitz coming, and down he goes. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they're facing a big third down now in this tie ball game. Operating from the gun. Vaughn. Oh, no, he lost the football. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. So out now come the Redskins. Throwing on first down. Barr looking left side, and it's complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, Barr. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. On first and 10, Barr finding some room at midfield, throwing the out route and complete. It's Brown. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Back to throw. Barr looking left side. It's complete. He's got it. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4. Off the bootleg. Barr sliding, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Throwing on 3rd and long. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Partner, you absolutely cannot take a sack in that situation. Now, it's also 4th down.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And you know, their previous possession, they were able to move the football. Time to get back into this one here in overtime. A red zone alert. And a touchdown means game over. To throw on second down. Vaughn. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. Their defense did its job, got to stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. Looking to throw on second down. Barr. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Well, that was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up third down.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to, pick up a first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game. This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
And the third down pass falls incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Now we're getting to the good stuff here in overtime as this offense takes over.
Here we go.
Throwing on first down. Barr. And he'll be out of bounds, able to take it down to the 40. A nice gain of 21 yards.
Such a valuable commodity to have a tight end who can run and get open. How about what he just did there? Worked his way from right to left across the field and found his way free.
Looking to throw. Barr. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action and hit them over the top.
To throw on second down. Barr. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for the Redskins, it's a nice win to
The Packers are now on the clock. The Packers made their selection. For more about him, let's go to Adam Schefter.
A veritable interception machine, he holds his college's single-game record for interceptions in a game, snagging 3. Scouts pointed to an almost sixth sense when the ball was in the air, and Matt Miller had him ranked as the top defensive back in the draft in his final mock. True lockdown defensive backs are few and far between, and this is a pick that should solidify this team's pass defense for years to come. It'll be very interesting to see if opposing offenses go right after him and how if he shows any rust after being avoided for much of his final year in college.
The Vikings pick is in. Adam, give us the lowdown on Boyd.
He lowered the boom late in the college season, rushing for over 200 yards to capture the attention of draft experts, GMs, and even a number of outspoken owners. Sources tell me his history of running angry is what had so many people impressed. He's not one to run out of bounds or avoid contact. He's a pure downhill runner who has bad intentions every time he touches the ball. These traits bode well for him in the NFL.
The Eagles are now on the clock. Seahawks pick is in. Adam, give us the latest information on this guy.
A high-flying, hard-hitting defensive back, he was the subject of much criticism earlier this year after being unable to put together consistent performances week to week. Consistency doesn't even do the roller coaster of emotions he went through justice. A better description may have been puzzling. After turning in an exceptional performance in week 1 with 2 picks, he was downright terrible in week 2, being burned for 3 touchdowns. Week 3 saw him force a fumble and return it for a touchdown, and then week 4 saw him get beat on plays that led to critical scores and a close loss. The pendulum continued to swing both ways throughout the entire year, prompting one scout I spoke with to nickname him the Enigma. This pick could have a huge upside, providing this coaching staff has the patience for him to develop into a much more consistent player.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a trade. Adam, what can you tell us about that last pick?
The end of his season was riddled with injuries, and that carried through until he suffered a sprain that took him out of the All-Star game in the Combine. The lack of new information on him slowly made him fall toward the back of his position's class. But his stock didn't take a total nosedive, as his name has just been called. He needs to relax now and fully heal up, which I'm sure the team trainers will enforce as well.
The Redskins are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. In today's game, we should look to the war up front. The Redskins are top 10 in rushing yards, and they're going up against a Colts team that will need to keep the running game in check. With that, let's get you out to Brandon Gotton and Charles Davis. They've got the call of this Week 9 matchup.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Indianapolis Colts and the Washington Redskins. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Charles, we look at this Redskin team as they interplay here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense.
Still scoreless here in the first, but a third down situation forthcoming. Let's get into the action.
Let's go! Green 39!
On play action, they'll throw. Flush to his right. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30. Still nothing here in quarter one, but an early test to check in on as we've got a third down situation looming. He'll look to throw. Well, they would have gotten a conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder.
Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good.
Meanwhile, taking a look at what's going on in KC. And the Chiefs have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. A gain of 3, second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But just still
under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete. Some mistakes already in the first quarter. If he holds on to that one, first down.
Yeah, and I'll guarantee you that at least one defensive back out there has reminded him of that fact, trying to get into his head and hoping that'll affect him the rest of the game.
Coming up here, this defense looking for a 3rd down stop in the second quarter.
Here we go. Green, 39.
They're going to look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go down inside the 45. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there. Second quarter score from KC. And the Chiefs have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. On 3rd down, that's Craig. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Time for this defense to try and stiffen as they'll try here to defend a 1st and 10 situation at their own 17-yard line. Back to throw. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Colts on 3rd down, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll drop to throw. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the game.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. What a great effort. Just inside of a minute here remaining in the first half, so the clock is becoming a factor. The offense has the football on their own side of the field. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. This will be caught by Brown. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Back to throw now on 1st down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Looking to throw. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Going for it all. And this is taken in for a Redskins Redskins touchdown.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Time to jump back in. Opening drive, third quarter. And this offense has it in the red zone, 1st and 10. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Man, he just ran a terrific route. Extremely hard to defend.
Elsewhere, they have gone to the third quarter now in Dallas. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
He'll drop to throw. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
His throw caught at about the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Give him 3 on the game there. 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there after the penalty, but remember, it was 1st and 5, not 1st and 10. So now they can keep grinding out first downs and good things can happen for them.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They'll look to throw. Hard throw, incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So a big third down coming up here for the defense, trying to preserve a very slim lead in the third quarter.
Let's go! Blue landing! Blue landing!
And he's got his man on the out route. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. A potential turning point in a one-score game. What can this defense do as they look to hold on to their second half lead? They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Only a yard of the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. Fourth down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
They've gone to the fourth quarter now in Dallas. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. A victory there would mean they're 6th on the year. He may try and... Oh, no, he lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to...
All right, we drop you in here, fourth quarter. This offense looking to kick this field goal so that the other side would need a touchdown to tie the game. A pretty big kick coming up here in the fourth quarter. With a slim lead, a field goal make here means that the other side, they would have to get in the end zone. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Here we go. Blue landing. Blue landing.
Back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Now the Colts moving quickly here in the hurry-up offense. He's back to throw. Gonna throw right side here, complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. So this offense now in a spot where they have to hit the end zone. A field goal does them no good at this deficit. They have 2 timeouts remaining. They'll look to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A really good pickup of 28 yards. He'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Now back to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Touchdown. Offense.
So that one will be accepted. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. They'll look to throw here. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17.
The Broncos are now on the clock. All right, let's go to Adam Schefter, who's got more on this pick.
Sources have told me that it was his impressive college all-star game MVP performance that solidified his positioning as one of the most sought-after defensive backs in this year's draft. He has a nose for the football and a willingness to attack the ball as it's in the air. Instincts are a trait that simply can't be taught, and many draft experts have compared him to a young Deion Sanders. If there's one knock on him that I consistently hear, it's that he needs to work on his tackling mechanics and strength. One scout even showed me film where he was shown struggling to bring down bigger backs and receivers one-on-one. He'll be meeting with a team nutritionist and strength coaches in the coming week as his new coaching staff feels that if they can bulk him up a bit, he'll win those battles.
The Panthers are now on the clock.
Adam Schefter has the inside scoop on Norwood.
Every GM I've talked to has told me that their eyes lit up every time they watched film on this guy. He was such an offensive weapon in college that he often saw a team's number 1 and number 2 cornerbacks line up against him, and he routinely dominated them. Not only is he an outstanding receiver, I've heard from many scouts that he's one of the better blockers they've seen in this draft class, including offensive linemen. He's a guy that's going to get a lot of reps in training camp and a chance to make an immediate difference on this team.
The Panthers are now on the clock. Our very own Adam Schefter has more to say about this pick.
The old saying of "what have you done for me lately" could be used to explain his rapid rise in draft value. After a late season performance that saw him make several key blocks leading to scores, sources said that many scouts were willing to overlook otherwise average statistics leading up to his final game. NFL expert Ross Tucker felt that his upside far outweighs any concerns that he's a one-hit wonder. Tucker raved about his natural footwork that he called a quote-unquote gift for someone his size. Patience may be needed to help him grow into his full potential, but this team feels as if it has bolstered its offensive line with this big pick.
The Redskins are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. Adam, what can you tell us about the Raiders' newest player?
There isn't a strict dress code on a player's pro day like there is at the combine. However, with big guys like him, maybe there should be. After skipping combine activities, he came to his school's pro day looking a little larger than normal. When he ran the 40 and other drills, he decided to remove his shirt. And not only did he turn in a slower time, but he also looked a little bit out of shape. Despite the lack of conditioning, the team liked him enough to pick him here. We'll see how much better he can be once he's back in playing shape.
Well, wait, looks like both war rooms are feverishly back on the phones. I think that means a trade is coming.
The Redskins are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Redskins are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. It's a fresh start throughout the league here in Week 1 as these two teams have high hopes for the season ahead. It's the Redskins going up against the Lions. The opening kick of the new season is straight ahead as we turn it over to our broadcast duo of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, first opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington Redskins and the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll. Still scoreless here in the first, but a third down situation forthcoming. Let's get into the action.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
On third down, Decker throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter one of the new year. We'll be back. Let's get back into the action. The situation, ball in the red zone. It's second down, and the defense needing to step up.
Hurry up, here we go.
Looking to throw on second down. Decker, and incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. From the gun on third down. Decker. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So they get the field goal, but part of that was a 14-play drive to get the 3.
Normally, when you hold the ball that long,
second quarter, this defense looking for a big third down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense.
Here we go now.
To throw on third down. Decker. And incomplete here on third down.
we know it's not an easy job to go out and catch a pass.
Second quarter, this defense looking for a big third down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense.
Green 39.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
Green 39. Green 39.
From the gun on third down. Decker over the middle, complete. It's Brooks. 8 yards there and a first down. And they're on third and short. They just tried to spread. Second quarter, this defense looking for a big third down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense. On third down, Decker throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. First down, Decker. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes with defense. Coming up here, this defense looking for a third down stop in the second quarter. Third down. It's Craig, and he will have a first down here at about the 40. This defense looking to put a stop to the drive. The ball's in the red zone, but it's 3rd and 5. They'll set up a throw. Oh, some strong running, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. So we just witnessed touchdown number 1 for the Rook, and certainly that's a... So time growing short here in this first half as they try to get some momentum heading into the lockers. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
The 15 yards through the air on a first down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Now let's go.
Back to throw here. Forced out to his left. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. They'll set up to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
All right, here we go.
A swing pass caught. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. So a big third down coming up here for the defense, trying to preserve a very slim lead in the third quarter. Again, he'll drop to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here...
A big play coming up for this defensive unit. They're down, but just by a bit on the scoreboard. Can they get this third down stop in the third quarter?
Here we go now. Boom, landed.
To throw on third down. Decker to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So 3 field goals for him here, and this last one helps him stretch out the lead.
And he's been solid.
Time to jump back in. This defense already 2 scores down. Points here would certainly make their road back a tough one.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
On 3rd and 2, Decker got his man complete over the middle. That's Brooks. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop him here.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Lions are able to grow their lead.
I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week 1. Oh, good, we're at home. This is...
A developing situation here. A big play has put this offense with a 1st and goal down inside the 5-yard line. Brown, the lone receiver, left. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should.
So they're going to get the ball back here. Fourth quarter, 1-score game, down 8. And they're hoping this punt return coming up will maybe get them good field position. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. And here come the Redskins now. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Jennings. And he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Time for a break. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. This will be caught inside the 10. And the ball is knocked out, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on, and that was taken away from them by their own.
Yep, the opportunity squashed. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. So they're going to get the ball back here. Fourth quarter, 1-score game, down 8. And they're hoping this punt return coming up will maybe get them good field position. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Let's take it inside his own 40. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And that will come the offense as they take over. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep. That's caught inside the 20. And he's into the end zone. No flags. It's a touchdown. And now a two-point conversion. And we'll be tied here in the final minute.
Do they have one big call left? Here we go. But they certainly aren't afraid to dial up the long ball, and fans dig the long ball. And they absolutely needed it, and guess what? They got it. How about that?
And now a two-point conversion away from tying this game up. Checking in on Houston, it's in the fourth quarter there. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Well, this might be a no-win situation here. This defense powerless to stop the clock. This one might be just about over.
Here we go. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Back to throw. Decker, tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
A good pickup there, a 22. On first and 10, Decker. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And on second and 10 now. To throw again. Decker. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see. And his kick is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead. In the finals. A win would be their first of the young season. Now this offense in a spot where they need to work quickly and efficiently. They have no timeouts. Down by 3, hoping to get into field goal range. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. And partner, this first game.
you